Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles Minutes. Tonight, having a conversation called Let's Pretend. And everyone's playing the Let's Pretend game. I play it, you play it, we all play it. Some play it more than others. And what we're pretending is we're pretending to be something that we're not. We're pretending that we have our life together, that we have no problems, our crap don't stink, and we're living the perfect life, living a dream, man, living a dream. Okay, let me go ask you some stiff questions. We'll find out how quickly you're living the dream, and you'll probably avoid me like the plague. Why? Because you're pretending. And in doing so, playing the pretend game, what happens is you even know you're pretending to yourself. So you're always listening. The real you, and there's a part of you that says you're full of shit. And when you're playing the pretend game, it creates cognitive dissonance, which means you're pretending something you're not, and that gives you anxiety because you know you're not that. Then what happens is you start living into the lies that you tell yourself. Maybe some of the things that people said about you when you're younger, you know, that you're not good enough and nobody likes you, and you know, I'd be afraid of that if I were you. So then people try to be nice. Just be nice. Just be nice. Okay. You're a pacifist. That means you're a pacifier. And you have it in your mouth, holding on to the pacifier, being nice, and you never express yourself. You're afraid to say what you think. And especially in some of the political culture today of political correctness, you can't even articulate a message because you're afraid of what are people going to say, or this bullying attack of mob rush in and beat you up for having an opinion different than somebody else's, God forbid. But this whole stuff is passive-aggressive behavior, and I covered this in another video. It's what destroys relationships. It doesn't bring people together. It pushes them apart, by the way. You can't hear another person's opinion without freaking losing your head. You got a problem. That means you're aggressive. You're on this side. You're arrogant. If someone else says something, you have to cut them down because somehow you're not even so certain in your own beliefs, because you're one side, you know, you're not very confident about yourself because you're pretending to be something that you're not. So you keep moving back and forth from anxiety and depression to arrogance and boastful. So this weak person's on the inside, and you blow the fake person up on the outside, and you put enough air in there, called lies, about yourself and about others, that maybe you'll feel good for the first time in your life. It works until it doesn't work. Why are my relationships not working out? Why is it I don't feel connected to other people? Actually, because you're disconnected within yourself. See, if you're not being who you are, who you truly are, that means you're lost. And if you're lost, usually you're in the dark because you're believing the lies, which is darkness, about yourself, so you don't even know yourself, so you can never really know somebody else either. See how it gets? It's a very weird game. We all play it. I mean, I'm not saying I don't play it. I got my bullshit too. I believe some lies about myself. I have areas of fear and weakness, like every human being. To say I don't, I would be a liar. But what I'm doing is, I think Will Smith was asked in Will Smith's wisdom. He goes, "What are you afraid of?" He goes, "I'm afraid of fear. I'm afraid of my own fears." Because when you have fears, what happens is you stop living your life, and you pretend you're living a life, but you're not really living a life. And then that creates anxiety and depression, and then we use 3 big emotional tools. Denial. Me? No problem. And denial is a form of lying. Justification. Well, it's not that bad. So we accept not having the best life and accept problems, or some of the problems that we could solve as life, giving up, throwing in the towel, resignation bias, or justification. I never did good in school. I never have, never will. Okay, you just told yourself, since it's always been that way, you can expect it to be that way. Well, here's the reality of life. Shit changes, man. Trees grow. I know when I got here, I was a baby, and I was only like this big, and my shit's been changing. Like a lot of it's been changing, like right here. Like some of the hair's going here and back in here, and it's changing up there. And I used to not have any hair on my face. Now I can if I want to grow a beard. So stuff changes. You know, it's changing. So to assume that your life will always be the same, it's only because you believe it. And that's what you said to yourself. See, you're always listening to yourself. So you've kind of boxed yourself in a hole. You can't get out. That came up today with a friend of mine, and he goes, you know, I don't like school. I said, why not? I go, I've never been at school. You know, his statement was, I continue to struggle at school. I said, so-and-so, I want you to write that down and take a look at that. I said, do you understand what you just did? I continue to struggle at school. So he told his creative mind to create a life experience of struggling to continue to struggle at school. That's the only possibility for you. That's what you want. Is it possible to do something else? So I asked a part within himself. Some of this is from NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. There's a part in you that feels like you do anything? I said, yeah. I said, let me talk to that part. And he said, okay. I said, ask that part what it could do for you at school. And he's like, oh, I could do anything. And so what happened was he was standing there, and next thing you know, that part started talking, and you know what he did? He walked away from it. I thought that was fascinating. So here's a part that says he could do anything, and he walked away from a part of himself that wanted to help him. Because there's another part saying, no, you can't. Or you shouldn't. That was fascinating. So we had a conversation. That other part allowed this other part, Wonder Boy, to do the part that could do anything, have it create a scenario for him to see him doing well at school. This is how unique the psyche is. There's millions of little pieces in you, you know, whatever, of little me's in there, these little agreements. It's like a whole family in there of thoughts and ideas going on and feelings. And there'll be one part of you that says, I don't want you to have a great life because you don't deserve it. And there's a part of you that believes that you're not good at school. And there's another part that says, yes, I can. But if you believe this part, you won't let this part change your life. You have to take care of this part. But I also had to let him recognize that there was a part within him that can do anything, that could do it and solve the problem for him. But this other part won't let him. You ever feel that war within yourself? Feel like there's a battle going on in there? Competing ideas, competing beliefs. Who are you going to believe? Most people believe what has been, what has always been, and what will continue to be. Judged yourself, condemned yourself to live that life the rest of your life. That's why most people's lives look the same. It's one big long habit. The problem is, if those habits aren't serving you, you're stuck. You're stuck at $35,000 a year. You're stuck at always being in bad relationships. You're stuck at always doing poorly at school because you tell yourself you don't like it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But wouldn't it be nice to have anything you want to do and be great at it? There's a part in there that wants to do that for you. I'm not saying you're perfect at everything, but you can always excel and you always prove your life. So that's Dr. Wood. Talk about the pretend game. Talk about the battle within our heads. Talk about how we can start to change it. I just want to show you how that stuff can work out for you. Have a great day.